Hello everyone, welcome to Let's Crack UPSC CSE English. In our today's session, we'll learn about remaining part of Panchayati Raj. Yes, this is third lecture of Panchayati Raj. In our last session, friends, we have covered Ashok Mehta Committee, then GVK Rao Committee. Now in today's session, we'll cover remaining committees and 73rd Amendment Act. Yes, also we will study the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj. It's my pleasure to welcome you all on Unacademy, India's largest learning platform. Yes, those aspirants pursuing their graduation or after their 12th examination planning to start their preparation for civil services, they can opt for our iconic subscription. Yes, friends, in this subscription you will get all the features of Plus courses along with additional features like personal guidance, study planner, experts guidelines, study material and other facilities. It's me, Rushikesh Inamdar, guiding UPSC aspirants from last 8 years. You can follow me on Unacademy and you can join our Telegram group using this link. Yes, friends, Unacademy is providing 4-in-1 offer which valid till today midnight. Yes, 20th April is the last date for this offer. In this offer, you will get printed notes worth rupees 10,000 absolutely free with our minimum 1 year subscription. Mega subscription offer is there and loans for UPSC subscription, which means Unacademy will provide you the loan facility for UPSC subscription on Unacademy platform. So those aspirants facing financial challenges to continue their preparation, Unacademy will help them. Yes, so you can chase your dream with Unacademy and 10% discount using referral code RBI Live. Yes, do not forget to use code RBI Live. Yes, friends. So this quality study material will help you to boost up your preparation. In mega subscription offer, if you opt for 1 year subscription, you will get guaranteed validity till next preliminary examination, that is 2022. And in 2-year plan, you will get validity till preliminary examination 2023. Yes, you can use referral code RBI Live and this offer is valid till 20th April. Yes. So friends, these are the paid subscriptions on our platform, Plus and Iconic subscription. Here also you can use referral code RBI Live. These are the combo subscriptions available on our platform. You can opt for 1 year, 2 year and 3-year subscription plan. Yes. These are the new batches starting from today for 1 year, 2-year batch and NCRT batches also. Free test series for all aspirants where we will cover complete general studies and current affairs part. And Unacademy combat. So you can unlock this combat using referral code RBI Live. Yes, every Sunday morning 11 AM we are conducting Unacademy combat. So in third lecture of Panchayati Raj, we'll start and cover, as I told you, remaining committees and constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj along with 73rd Amendment Act. Yes, so let's go with the remaining committees. So friends, I hope I'm audible and visible to you all. Yes, so please share the link so your friends will join this session. Yes. So the Panchayati Raj system in India, which signifies the rural local self-government system. Yes. So the subject of local government is mentioned in the state list under the 7th schedule of the Constitution of India, and Panchayati Raj is entrusted with rural development, and this system of administration Panchayati Raj constitutionalized through the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 1992, and in today's session we'll see the significance of this act and also the features of 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act. Yes, here we go. We'll start with next committee, friends, that is Singh V Committee. After the enactment of Panchayati Raj system in our country, central government appointed various committees, study groups to review the implementation of the Panchayati Raj system. Yes, if you have remembered in first lecture, we have covered the name and chairman of all those committees, including the study groups as well. Now, in this series, now we'll continue with the Singh V Committee. So in 1986, yes, Rajiv Gandhi government appointed a committee to prepare a concept paper on revitalization of Panchayati Raj institutions for democracy and development. Yes, the Rajiv Gandhi government in the year 1986 appointed a committee to prepare a concept paper on revitalization of Panchayati Raj institutions for democracy and development in our country, and the chairman of committee is Singh V. So the committee recommended various provisions to strengthen the Panchayati Raj institutions, yes, for democracy and development. So the Panchayati Raj institutions should be constitutionally recognized, protected and preserved. Yes, for this purpose, a new chapter should be added in the Constitution of India, and this will make their identity and integrity reasonably and sustainably inviolate. Yes, it also suggested constitutional provisions to ensure regular, free and fair elections to the Panchayati Raj bodies. Yes, the Singh V Committee, which recommended that Panchayati Raj institutions should be constitutionally recognized, protected and preserved. Yes. So, the motive behind these recommendations like effectiveness of Panchayati Raj institutions to work or which will beneficial for the democracy and development. Yes, for this purpose will make their identity and integrity reasonably and sustainably inviolate, and committee suggested constitutional provisions to ensure regular, free and fair elections, yes, to the Panchayati Raj bodies. Yes. Then next recommendation is Nyaya Panchayat should be established for a cluster of villages. So at the level of Nyaya Panchayats, the various matters related to civil and criminal cases to be resolved, yes, at the Nyaya Panchayats level. Then the village should be recognized to make Gram Panchayats more viable. It also emphasized the importance of Gram Sabha and called it the embodiment of direct democracy. Yes, the committee recommended that village should be recognized to make Gram Panchayat more viable. Yes, the Gram Panchayat should be play important role in the administration of village, and it also emphasized the importance of the Gram Sabha. Yes, the village panchayats should have more financial resources. Yes, village panchayat should have more financial resources which will help to the inclusive development of the village. Then the judicial tribunal should be established in each state to adjudicate controversies about election to the Panchayati Raj institutions, their dissolution and other matters related to their functioning. Yes. So these are the few recommendations by Singh V Committee. They talked about elections to the Panchayati Raj bodies, then importance of Gram Panchayat and Gram Sabha. They talked about financial resources to the village panchayats, and Nyaya Panchayats should be established for a cluster of villages, and the judicial tribunals establishment into the state level to handle the concerns related to the Panchayati Raj institution elections. Yes. Then, after Singh V Committee, we'll see Thangon Committee. Yes. After that, in 1988, after 2 years, a subcommittee of the Consultative Committee of Parliament was constituted under the chairmanship of P.K. Thangan to examine the political and administrative structure. Yes, to the political and administrative structure in the district for the purpose of district planning. Yes, the Thangan Committee appointed in 1988 a subcommittee of the Consultative Committee of the Parliament. Yes, Thangan Committee is the Consultative Committee of Parliament, subcommittee of the Consultative Committee of Parliament. Yes, chairman was P.K. Thangan, and the objective of this committee to examine the political and administrative structure in the district for the purpose of district planning. As we know, friends, in the development process, district is the backbone of the development process in the state, and the district planning is one of the important to implement various schemes and programs of the government. So, Thangan Committee suggested for the centering of Panchayati Raj system, and they recommended few provisions like the Panchayati Raj bodies should be constitutionally recognized. Yes, a number of committees emphasized on the constitutionality of Panchayati Raj system for the effective working. Yes, the Thangan Committee, which recommended that a 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj with panchayats at the village, block and district levels. Yes, Zila Parishad should be the pivot of the Panchayati Raj system, and it should act as the planning and development agency in the district. Yes, the Panchayati Raj bodies should have a fixed tenure of 5 years. The maximum period of supersession of a body should be 6 months. Yes, a planning and coordination committee should be set up at the state level under the chairmanship of the Minister for Planning, and the president of Zila Parishad should be its members. Yes, so Thangan Committee was recommended that the Panchayati Raj body should be constitutionally recognized, a 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj with panchayats at the village, then block and district levels, Yes, then Zila Parishad should be pivot of the Panchayati Raj system, and it should act as the planning and development agency in the district. So the Panchayati Raj bodies should have fixed tenure of 5 years to perform their duties effectively. Yes, then the maximum period of supersession of a body should be 6 months under the various provisions. Yes, and planning and coordination committee should be set up at the state level under the chairmanship of the Minister for Planning, and the president of Zila Parishad should be its members. So at the state level, the planning and development process will work through a channel of Zila Parishad at the district level. Yes. Then another recommendations like a detailed list of subject of Panchayati Raj should be prepared and incorporated in the constitution. Yes, list of subjects for Panchayati Raj institution should be prepared and incorporated in the constitution. Then the committee is recommended for reservation of seats in all the 3 tiers, that is at the village level, block level and district level. Yes, and that this reservation should be on the basis of population, and there should be also reservation for women. Yes, the commission was talked about the reservation for SCs and STs along with women at the 3 tiers of Panchayati Raj system. Then a state finance commission. Yes, a state finance commission should be set up in each state, and it would lay down the criteria and guidelines for the devolution of finances to the Panchayati Raj institutions, and the district collector should be the chief executive officer of the Zila Parishad. Yes, the committee recommended that the district collector should be the CEO of the Zila Parishad. So now we can say that after long years and with the improvement of the various provisions in number of states, the chief executive officer of Zilla Parishad is an IAS officer who is performing his responsibilities at the Zilla Parishad level. Yes. So it's all about the Thangan committee recommendations. Now we'll see the Gadgil committee recommendations. Yes. So the Committee on Policy and Programs was constituted in 1988 itself. Yes. Thangan committee is also appointed in 1988, and in 1988 the Gadgil committee was constituted by the Congress party under the chairmanship of V.N. Gadgil. Yes, this committee was asked to consider the question of how best Panchayati Raj institutions could be made effective. Yes, how best Panchayati Raj institutions could be made effective. So in this context, the committee made various recommendations. So we will cover the main recommendations by Gadgil committee. So constitutional status should be bestowed on the Panchayati Raj institutions. Then a 3-tier system of Panchayati Raj with Panchayats at the village, block and district levels. The term of Panchayati Raj institutions should be fixed at 5 years. The members of the Panchayats at all the 3 levels should be directly elected. Reservation for SCs, STs and women. The Panchayati Raj bodies should have the responsibility of preparation and implementation of plans for socio-economic development. Yes, so for this purpose, a list of subjects should be specified in the constitution. Yes. Then the Gadgil Committee recommended that the Panchayati Raj bodies should be empowered to levy, collect and appropriate taxes and duties. Yes. Establishment of State Finance Commission for the allocation of finances to the Panchayats. The establishment of State Election Commission for the conduction of elections to the Panchayats, and the above recommendations of the Gadgil Committee become the basis of drafting an amendment bill aimed at conferring the constitutional status and protection to the Panchayati Raj institutions. Yes. So these are the recommendations by Gadgil Committee. So yes, we have observed, friends. So in this recommendations by Gadgil Committee, they studied the various recommendations of previous committees and they prepare the appropriate recommendations like election processes, empowering Panchayati Raj for the financial resources like taxes and duties, then fixed term for the Panchayati Raj institutions. Yes, they talked about directly elected members at the 3 levels of Panchayati Raj system. They also talked about the reservations for SC, STs and women. Yes. Now, after the committees, as we have covered the Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, Ashok Mehta Committee, GVK Rao Committee, and in today's session we have covered the remaining committees. Now, after the various recommendations by committees, we'll see the next procedure, that is the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj system. Yes, Rajiv Gandhi government. Yes, now we'll see the one by one, the government at the center and how they followed the recommendations by various committees and started the process of constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj system. Yes, the Rajiv Gandhi government introduced the 64th Constitutional Amendment Bill. '64th Constitutional Amendment Bill in the Lok Sabha in July 1989 to constitutionalize Panchayati Raj institutions and make them more powerful and broad-based. Yes, although the Lok Sabha, the bill in August 1989, it was not approved by the Rajya Sabha. Yes, the Lok Sabha passed the bill in August 1989, but it was not approved by the Rajya Sabha. So, the bill for the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj institutions was vehemently opposed by the opposition on the ground that it sought to strengthen centralization in the federal system. Yes. So these are the events occurred in the Rajiv Gandhi government during the 1989 for the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj. Then next government, that is in the regime of VP Singh government, the National Front government, soon after assuming office in November 1989 under the prime ministership of VP Singh, announced that it would take steps to strengthen the Panchayati Raj institutions. And in June 1990, a 2-day conference of state chief ministers under the chairmanship of VP Singh was held to discuss the issues relating to the strengthening of the Panchayati Raj bodies. The conference approved the proposals for the introduction of fresh constitutional amendment bill. Yes. So during this 2-day conference, various discussions and questions and their rectifications, yes, question answer sessions and discussions over the Panchayati Raj bodies, and at the end of the conclusion, the conference approved the proposals for the introduction of fresh constitutional amendment bill, which consequently a constitutional bill amendment bill was introduced in the Lok Sabha in September 1990. Yes, so however, the fall of the government resulted in the lapse of the bill. Yes, VP Singh government also took effective steps for the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj, but due to the fall of the government, this bill lapsed. Yes, and after that, now we'll see the events during the regime of Narasimha Rao government. Yes, the Congress government under the Prime Ministership of P.V. Narasimha Rao once again considered the matter of constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj bodies. Yes, it drastically modified the proposals in this regard to delete the controversial aspects and introduced a constitutional amendment bill in the Lok Sabha in September 1991, and this bill emerged as 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992. Yes. Came into force on 24th April 1993. Yes, as we are celebrating the Panchayati Raj Day on every year 24th April. So see the historical connection of celebrating the Panchayati Raj Day. So, in the regime of Narasimha Rao government, they introduced a constitutional amendment bill in the Lok Sabha in regard with the Panchayati Raj bodies during September 1991, and this bill finally emerged as the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 and came into force on 24th April 1993. Yes, this bill was passed by the Lok Sabha on 22nd December 1992 and by the Rajya Sabha on 23rd December 1992. Later it was approved by the 17 state assemblies and received the assent of the President on 20th April 1993. Yes, how the procedure of the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 took place, and this 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 came into force on 24th April 1993. Yes, now after the process of constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj bodies, we'll see the details of 73rd Amendment Act of 1992. First of all, we'll cover significance of the act. Is it clear, friends? So, till the session we have covered remaining committees. Yes. Is there any doubt, please ask. Yes, friends. So, we have covered Singh V Committee, then Thangan Committee, then Gadgil Committee was appointed, how best Panchayati Raj institution could be made effective. We have covered all recommendations, main recommendations by these committees. Then we have covered the constitutionalization process of Panchayati Raj system. Yes. So, we have covered the Rajiv Gandhi government. Yes, the during the regime of Rajiv Gandhi government, they introduced 64th Constitutional Amendment Act 1989, but bill was passed in the Lok Sabha, but bill was not approved by the Rajya Sabha. Yes, then in the regime of VP Singh government, they also took measures to constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj System. Again, due to fall of the government, this bill is lapsed, and then finally Narasimha Rao government in 1991 again introduced constitutional amendment bill in the Lok Sabha, and the bill was passed by the Lok Sabha in 1992. Yes, and also approved by the Rajya Sabha in the same year, and then on 24th April 1993, 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act 1992 came into force. Yes. Now we'll see the significance of the act. Yes. Now, various committees and study teams described and suggested the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj bodies. Now, it's done under the 73rd Amendment Act of 1992. Now we'll see the importance of this act and various provisions. Yes. So, 73rd Amendment Act has added a new part. Yes. Part 9 to the Constitution of India, and this part is entitled as the Panchayats. Yes. So 73rd Amendment Act of 1992 has added a new part 9 into the Constitution of India, and this part is entitled as the Panchayats, which consist of provisions from Article 243 to 243 Clause O. Yes. So in addition, the Act has also added a new 11th schedule to the Constitution. Yes. So, the 73rd Amendment Act of 1992 added a new 11th schedule to the Constitution, and this schedule contains 29 functional items of the Panchayats. Yes, it's deal with the Article 243. Yes, Article 243G. Article 243 Clause G will deal with the functional items of Panchayats. Yes, so this 73rd Amendment Act has given practical shape to the Article 40 of the Constitution. Yes, I hope everyone remember Article 40 we have discussed in our last session. So Article 40, which describes as the state shall take steps to organize village panchayats and endue them with such power and authority as may be necessary to enable them to function as units of self-government. The article forms a part of the directive principles of state policy. Yes. The Article 40, which is a part of the directive principles of state policy. Yes. So the Act gives a constitutional status to the Panchayati Raj institutions. Yes, it has brought them under the purview of justiciable part of the Constitution. So in other words, we can say that the state governments are under constitutional obligation to adopt the new Panchayati Raj system in accordance with the provisions of the Act. And consequently, neither the formation of panchayats and nor the holding of elections at regular intervals depend on the will of the state government anymore. Yes, so what we have observed before 1992, the state governments are conducting elections as per their convenience, which affecting the Panchayati Raj bodies and their work and effectiveness as well. So under this act, the states are bound to conduct the elections in given frame. Yes, given frame of time. Yes, the provisions of the act can be grouped into two categories. Yes, the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act yes, grouped into two categories like compulsory and voluntary. Yes. So the compulsory provisions of the act have to be included in the state laws which creating the new Panchayati Raj system, and the voluntary provisions may be included at the discretion of the states. Thus, the voluntary provisions of the Act, which ensures the right of the states to take local factors like geographical, politico-administrative and others into consideration while adopting the new Panchayati Raj system. Yes. So, the provisions of the 73rd Amendment Act 1992, which categorized into two parts, that is compulsory provisions and voluntary provisions. Yes, compulsory, that is mandatory provisions of the Act have to be included in the state laws creating the new Panchayati Raj system, and the voluntary provisions may be included in the discretion of the states. Yes, so the voluntary provisions of the Act ensures the right of the states to take local factors like geographical, polito-administrative and other factors into the consideration while adopting the new Panchayati Raj system. So the Act is a significant landmark in the evolution of grassroots democratic institution in the country, and it transfers the representative democracy into participatory democracy. Yes, friends, just write down the sentence. You can use this concept or the line into the answer writing part in mains as well. So this 73rd Amendment Act transfer the representative democracy into participatory democracy. Yes, it is a revolutionary concept to build democracy at the grassroots level in the country. Yes, it is a revolutionary concept to build democracy at the grassroots level in the country. So if we are talking about, friends, our essay writing and answer writing part, we should connect the current topics and few important provisions to make more effective answer writing and essay part as well. Yes. Now, after the significance of the act, we'll see the features of this act. Yes. First feature is Gram Sabha. Yes, friends. So, the act provides for a Gram Sabha as the foundation of the Panchayati Raj system. Yes, the 73rd Constitution Amendment Act of 1992 provides for a Gram Sabha as the foundation of the Panchayati Raj system, and it is a body consisting of persons registered in the electoral rolls of a village comprised within the area of Panchayat at the village level, and thus it is a village assembly which consisting of all the registered voters in the area of a Panchayat. Yes, it may exercise such powers and perform such functions at the village level as the legislature of a state determines. Yes. So basically, Gram Sabha is the foundation of the Panchayati Raj system, where these Gram Sabhas may exercise various powers and perform functions at the village level as the legislature of a state determines to do. Yes. So Gram Sabha, it is a village assembly consisting of all the registered voters in the area of a Panchayat. Yes. After that, next feature is three-tier system. So, the Act provides for a three-tier system of Panchayati Raj in every state, that is Panchayats at the village, intermediate and district levels. Yes, the Act defines all these terms in following manner, like Panchayat means an institution of self-government for rural areas. Yes, village means a village specified by the governor by public notification to be a village for this purpose, and includes a group of villages so specified. Yes, three-tier system is the important feature of this act of the Panchayati Raj bodies. Yes, intermediate level means level between the village and district levels specified by the governor by public notification for this purpose, and district means district in a state. So thus the act brings about uniformity in the structure of Panchayati Raj throughout the country, and however a state having population not exceeding 20 lakh may not constitute panchayats at the intermediate level. Yes, as we have seen in our last session, like few states opted Panchayati Raj, like earlier it was a voluntary. So on that basis, they adopted the Panchayati Raj system as per their convenience. Few states established two-tier system, few states established three-tier system, and few of them established four-tier system as well. But after the enactment of 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, which brings about the uniformity in the structure of the Panchayati Raj institution throughout the country. Yes. Now, next feature of the Act is election of members and chairpersons. So all the members of panchayats at the village and intermediate and district levels shall be elected directly, yes, as we have covered in Gadgil committee report or recommendations. So all the members of panchayat at the Gram Panchayat, Panchayat Samiti or Zila Parishad shall be elected directly by the people, and further the chairperson of panchayats at the intermediate and district levels shall be elected indirectly by and from among the elected members thereof. Yes. Yes. So the elections of members of the chairpersons is also a feature of the amendment of this act. Yes, features of this 73rd Amendment Act 1992. So which mentioned that the chairperson of a panchayat at the village level shall be elected in such manner as the state legislature determines. So the chairperson of a panchayat and other members of a panchayat elected directly or indirectly shall have the right to vote in the meetings of the panchayats. Yes. So the act is talked about the election of members and chairperson. Then this act is talked about reservation of seats. Yes, the act provides for the reservation of seats for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes in every panchayat, that is all the three levels: village, block and district. Yes, so these reservations in proportion of their population to the total population in the panchayat area, and further the state legislature shall provide for the reservation of offices of chairperson in the panchayat and at the village or any other level for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. Yes, the act provides for the reservation of not less than one third of the total number of seats for women. Yes, the act provides for the reservation of not less than one third of the total number of seats for women, including the number of seats reserved for women belonging to scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and further not less than one third of the total number of offices of chairpersons in the panchayats at each level shall be reserved for women. Yes, so act is talked about reservation of seats for SCs, STs and women. Yes. So the act also authorizes the legislature of a state to make any provision for reservation for seats in any panchayat or offices of chairperson in the panchayat at any level in favor of backward classes and the reservation of seats as well as the reservation of offices of chairpersons in the panchayats for the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes shall cease to have effect after the expiration of period specified in the Article 334, yes, which is presently 70 years, that is till 2020. So the reservation of seats as well as the reservation of offices of chairperson in the panchayats for the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes shall cease to have effect after the expiration of periods as specified in Article 334. And it must be noted here that the above provision relating to the reservation of seats in panchayats, both members and chairpersons, for the scheduled caste is not applicable to the state of Arunachal Pradesh, this is because the state is inhabited fully by indigenous tribal people and there are no scheduled castes. Yes, the provision was added later by the 83rd Constitutional Amendment Act of 2000. Yes. Then Act is talked about duration of panchayats. So the Act provides for a 5-year term of office to the panchayat at every level, and however it can be dissolved before the completion of its term, and further fresh elections to the constitute a panchayat shall be completed, yes, before the expiry of its duration of 5 years. Yes, the Act is talked about duration of panchayats. Yes. So, the Act provides for a 5-year term of office to the panchayats at every level, that is village, block and district. So it can be dissolved before the completion of its term and fresh elections to constitute a panchayat shall be completed before the expiry of its duration of 5 years, or in case of dissolution before the expiry of a period of 6 months from the date of dissolution. Yes, but where the remainder of the period is less than 6 months, it shall not be necessary to hold any election for constituting the new panchayat for such period. Yes. So, moreover, a panchayat constituted upon the dissolution of panchayat before the expiration of its duration shall continue only for the remainder of the period for which the dissolved panchayat would have continued had it not been so dissolved, and in other words, a panchayat reconstituted after premature dissolution does not enjoy the full period of 5 years but remains in office only for the remainder of the period. Yes. So the Act is also ensured the duration of panchayats. Now, after that, we'll see disqualifications. So a person shall be disqualified for being chosen as or for being a member of panchayat if he is so disqualified under the various provisions like under any law for the time being in force for the purpose of elections to the legislature of the state concerned, under any law made by the state legislature, and however no person shall be disqualified on the ground that he is less than 25 years age if he has attained the age of 21 years. And for the all questions of disqualifications shall be referred to such authority as the state legislature determines. Yes. Then State Election Commission. So the superintendence, direction and control of the preparation of electoral rolls and the conduct of elections to the Panchayats shall be vested in the State Election Commission. It consists of a State Election Commissioner to be appointed by the Governor. His conditions of service and tenure of office shall also be determined by the Governor. Yes, he shall not be removed from the office except in the manner on the grounds prescribed for the removal of a judge of the High Court. Yes, of the State High Court, right? So the Act is also featured State Election Commission. Yes. So the procedure like a judge of a high court can be removed from his office by the president on the recommendation of the parliament, which means that a state election commissioner cannot be removed by the governor, though he appointed by him. So state election commissioner appointed by governor, but state election commissioner cannot be removed by the governor. Yes, his conditions of service shall not be varied to his disadvantage after his appointment, and the state legislature may make provision with respect to all matters relating to elections to the panchayats. Yes. So the state legislature may make provision with respect to all matters relating to the elections to the panchayats. So this is the feature of State Election Commission. Yes. So friends, in today's session we have covered the remaining committees on the Panchayati Raj system. Then we have started 73rd Amendment Act. Yes. '73rd Amendment Act of 1992, where we have covered the significance, and now we are studying features where we have covered few features of 73rd Amendment Act. Yes. Just have a recap what we have covered in today's session. Before that, friends, do not forget to miss the opportunity that is 4-in-1 offer, where you will get printed notes worth rupees 10,000 absolutely free with minimum 1 year subscription. Then mega subscription offer. Those aspirants are facing financial constraints to continue their preparation. Unacademy is providing loan for UPSC subscription on Unacademy platform, so you can chase your dream with Unacademy. and you will get 10% discount using referral code RBI Live. So the offer is valid till 20th April, that is today midnight. So hurry up and enroll yourself using referral code RBI Live. Yes, now just have a recap. What do we have covered in today's session? So friends, in Crash Course for Prelims 2021, we are covering Polity in our Inspire series, where now we are studying Panchayati Raj System. So we have covered evolution of Panchayati Raj in the first session. After that, we have started the committees, where we have covered Balwant Rai Mehta Committee, then Ashok Mehta Committee, then we have covered GBK Rao Committee. In today's session, we have covered Singh V Committee, Thangan Committee, and Gadgil Committee. So Singh V Committee was appointed in 1986 by the Rajiv Gandhi government. So they recommended, Singh V Committee recommended for the elections for the Panchayati Raj bodies, then Nyaya Panchayats should be established for a cluster of villages. They also mentioned the importance of, they emphasized on the importance of the Gram Sabha. They also talked about financial resources to the village. Then we have covered Thangan Committee was appointed in 1988. So this committee is a subcommittee of the Consultative Committee of Parliament, which examined the political and administrative structure in the district for the purpose of district planning. They also recommended for the constitutional recognition for the Panchayati Raj. They emphasized on three-tier system. Yes, importance of Zila Parishad. They talked about fixed tenure. They also talked about the period, that is maximum period for supersession of a body should be 6 months. The committees talked about the reservations for SCs, STs and women. Then we have covered the Gadgil Committee was constituted in 1988. Yes, the committee was considered the question of how best Panchayati Raj institutions could be made effective, and they have also recommended various important recommendations like three-tier system of Panchayati Raj at the village, block and district level. They also talked about the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj system. Yes, they talked about the tenure elections, that is the members of the Panchayats at all the three levels should be elected directly. Reservation for SC, STs and women. Yes, they talked about the financial resources for the Panchayati Raj bodies. They also talked about the establishment of State Election Commission. Yes, after that we have covered the constitutionalization of Panchayati Raj system. Under the government of Rajiv Gandhi government, how they took steps, but the bill was lapsed. Then under the VP Singh government, again bill was lapsed due to the fall of the government. And in Narasimha Rao government, finally, the constitutionalization process done under the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act, 1992. Yes, so the 73rd Constitutional Amendment Act came into force on 24th April 1993. So from that day, we are celebrating 24th April as a Panchayati Raj Day. Then we have covered the 73rd Amendment Act of 1992. We have covered significance of the act. Then features like Gram Sabha, three-tier system, then election of members and chairpersons, reservation of seats for SC, ST and women, then duration of panchayats, disqualifications of member of panchayat at the 3 level, and then we have covered state election commission. So remaining features will continue with the next lecture. So friends, do not forget to attend our next lecture on Panchayati Raj part 4. So that's it for today's session. Please like, share and subscribe on Unacademy videos. And friends, keep watching various updates. Yes, do not forget to attend free test series by Unacademy. So see you in the next lecture. We'll continue the Panchayati Raj in our crash course Inspire. Till the time, keep revising, keep studying. Stay home, stay healthy. Take care.